Hi guys, how you doing? Just wanted to make a little quick video for you. Some of you might be wondering where I'm gone or what I've been up to. Been very busy lately. A lot of stuff going on in life in general. Change of job and a kind of a relocation that went along with it. The reason for the move was basically hopefully to free up a little bit more time to spend with the family and the kids and all these projects that I'm up to. This is slightly off topic from what I usually do, but just wanted to share it with a few of you out there that might have small kids and are looking, well, small kids that are possessed by ghosts. No, my son, he's about to turn 4. He's gone Ghostbusters nuts. Literally, like, he seen the original movie at Christmas time, the original kind of Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray movie from the 80s, and he has just been obsessed with the Ghostbusters since, and was looking for his own little proton pack and neutrino wand, and there wasn't really much out there for his size. I'll talk a few things that there was, but it wasn't really an option for us. There's an 80% size pack. It's built by a company in America, Spirit Halloween. They make this kind of replica. They make a full size replica and a 80% size replica. Again, very expensive to get into Europe. You're probably looking anywhere from maybe 150 to 300 euros upwards to get one landed off Fleabay, being fleeced. That wasn't really an option for us. So I went on the hunt for something. Also, sorry, that 80% size is a bit big for a child, I think. A child of his age, like he's only 4. And I'd reckon that thing would look ridiculous on a child of that age. So Hasbro, if you are listening, there's a bit of a market, I reckon, for you. So what we did do was purchase a couple of Hasbro products, and I'll talk you through what they were. So we've kind of reimagined them and got creative, and I'll talk you through what I did and what the plans are. It's still not complete, but it's complete enough to show you and give you an idea of what we're up to. What I did was I purchased, there's a little proton pack you can get. It's quite cheap, very basic. It's just a shell basically, and it's blue in colour originally. Got it off Amazon, £15. When I say cheap, £15. It's still a good deal of money to some people, and it was quite lackluster on the features front. It's just a piece of plastic, vacuum formed or blow molded plastic. It is what it is. If a child's imagination is good enough, it can be whatever. But yeah, it's very lackluster and didn't have any features. And there's also a wand you can get for that pack. Again, it's blue. The kid actually loved this. He thought it was great. Again, there's no sounds or buttons or anything on it. There is the handle that you twist on it, and it used to rotate like, this isn't the actual one, but it used to rotate like a beam like this in orange in colour, and it spun around. Again, when he was watching the films, he was picking up a Hoover and using it as the wand, and he was throwing on a rucksack on his back, and he thought he was a Ghostbuster, but he soon got tired of that, so I got him these bits, and he enjoyed them. But again, he's watching it and he's wondering why he can't switch on his proton pack and he can't switch on his neutrino wand and stop a few ghosts. So I went searching again, see what else I could find him. So it happened, myself and wife actually went on holidays to New York, and while I was over there, I came across this toy. Now, this is the remains of it. It's called a Zap and Blast Neutrona wand. Again, it's made by Hasbro. And this was actually, I thought, very good for the money. A good deal of electronics, lights and sounds in it. And it's basically the basis for this proton pack build. And again, I think this would be a great starting point for anyone that wants to build a full-size one that is on a tight budget. This has a great soundboard and a decent enough speaker in it as well that you can salvage, and it's quite easily done. I'll show you what I did. So we took all the bits out of this one and we transferred them into this one. There wasn't enough room to get everything in, so we have a few bits in the back of the proton pack and they're wired up into the soundboard, the original soundboard and circuitry power board is in here. It was only small. It was probably only about it actually fits kind of in the top here section. So that's what you were dealing with. It was a little bit fiddly to get everything wired up. I bought a couple of these switches on Amazon, quite cheap. I think it was like 10 of them for like £5, and the same couple of toggle switches, same about a £5. So yeah, what we done was we started wiring in the switches, and it was actually a lot easier than I thought. I'm not a fan of electronics. I'm more hands-on with building stuff. Electronics, I hate them. It puts the fear in me. Even in the job I do, it's one thing I just can't get my head around. Well, I can at the basics of it, but it scares me. Yeah, so enough said about that. But basically, guys, these are the switches that were in that gun, and as you can see, it's only 2 wires, and it doesn't really matter what way you wire up these toggle switches. You've got a black and a red wire, a positive and a negative. Well, I think in this case it's kind of acting more of a ground, but it doesn't matter what way you wire them. They're just a toggle switch on a fancy board, and this switch, basically, once you wire, what you do is you snip the wires and just rewire these wires onto the 2 that you snipped on the board and reroute them to where you need them. And it's just a push button switch, and the same with the toggle switch. So sorry, I just switched it off. So yeah, so we have the on and off switch, trying to get it as close to the movie as I can. So you've got your toggle switch, this is kind of like the startup sequence, and the sound, I thought, is very good. So you get your startup sequence on the on switch, and then you also get the off sound too when you toggle it down. So yeah, it's pretty simple on and off, no big deal. So you don't have to let it run through the cycle again. So then you have your intensify button, which is kind of the main kind of zapping button. So again, nice sound from the movies, fairly accurate I think for the price. And then you have the vent button. It's like an overheat. I think that's more from the video game. Yeah, so then the only kind of switch that I kept from the original blaster was this one here. It's like a mode switch. You can cycle through different modes. Again, more of them are from the video game and the Ghostbusters Afterlife. So your first one is the slime mode. So you have your slime blower, gives you the slime sounds, and then you get Slimer as well. The next one, I think it's Afterlife. It's just like the original one, but you get a few ghost sounds thrown in. And the next one is, I think, Frozen Empire, Afterlife. And then I think, yeah, this is from the video game. I think they call them boats and darts. Yeah, so that's it on the sound front. And the kind of lights. Again, the lights come from the wand. Everything has come from the wand so far. It actually integrated pretty well into this. I think it was pretty easy. The LEDs are on like a strip, a plastic strip, and it all fitted nicely into this little wand. And guys, this wand is scaled down for a child. It fits lovely in a child's hand. It's pretty nice. So yeah, there's the lights. Worked out well. So yeah, so as I was saying, I routed a couple of things back to this, back to the pack. So what we have in the pack then, I bought a bit of this conduit. It's like, I think it was 13 mil, I think, and it came with a couple of these, what you call them, hose clamps. Jesus. It slipped me mind what they're called again. I should be shot now for not knowing this, but yeah, they're the simple, what do we call them? Jubilee clips, that's what we call them. And they just tighten down on a hose. And the same, it kind of, I think this was like I think the internal size was 9 mil. It's just a connector, kind of hot glued it in. There's a kind of a bolt end here, like drill the hole and push it through from this side and then clamped it all, so it's fairly secure. Again, the hot glue, it looks messy, but I soldered the wires. This was the speaker, the original speaker out of the Sap and Blast. Just extended the wires, soldered new wires, and I just put the hot glue on as instead of using a tape. So yeah, just so they don't kind of ground over each other when you throw the solder on. Then again, the other two extended wires are going to the battery pack, back to the kind of main board in here. I just had to extend those two. So these were the only ones that I had to extend, was the speaker wires and the battery pack. And it was quite simple, guys. The battery pack, you could see when you open this going up, you could see it straight off. You just had your two wires, your positive and your negative. And the same with the speaker, you could see the speaker. Again, the speaker doesn't matter what way you wire it up. It was two white wires on the speaker. But the actual board itself is a brilliant little board. Somebody was saying it's the same board that's in the real expensive Hasbro one. I'm not sure if it is or not, but I was looking at the board and there's a lot of functions on it. And the wiring is very simple. And it actually says on them, I don't know if you can pick that up, the switches are all numbered. So you can see that's switch 3 and the other one was like switch 1, 2, 3 and 4. And they all went back to the board. It was actually pretty simple build. I built it in probably about 2 evenings of messing around, a couple of hours work, but we're not finished yet. I'm going to add lights onto the proton pack, the cyclotron lights, and also there's like a meter that runs up here. And what I did buy was a kit off an eBay seller. He actually has a website as well, and looking at the kit, it's all high quality stuff. I was really impressed with it, with the quality of it. Now, this was probably the most expensive part so far. It was €50, but that included delivery, and it's from a place called Hobby Kits, and you can see there's the website, hobbykit.eu. And as I said, he also has an eBay store, which is actually what I bought it on. €50 delivered. I think he's a chap from Bulgaria. He was really nice, messaged me to let me know that it was all packed up and sent off, and yeah, seems a very helpful guy. Good instructions come with it. It's simple, guys, there's not a lot to it. Even for me, I'm not a fan of electrics or electronics, but it's very self-explanatory. It comes, as you see, this is literally it out of the box. Everything is kind of wired up apart from your battery, and that's simple. The plans show you. It's literally just a positive and negative terminal here, and your red and your black goes to each one, and you just connect your battery then, which is a 12 volt, and that's it. Simple. You're going to get your cyclotron lights which rotate around, and you get your meter which goes up and down. He has a couple of videos on YouTube of them working, and very impressed for the money. It looks like a good bit of kit, so I'll probably make another little video to show you when I have it complete. So as I said, we'll cut this out. I have blue perspex, we'll throw it in there and we'll put the lights behind it. Now the lights are already blue, the LEDs, but it's just to have a cover in front. And the same, we'll whip out these little holes here for the cyclotron lights, and we'll put some sort of a holder behind these to hold them in place. And again, I'll probably just hot glue them in, and I have red perspex that I'm going to glue in here as well, and we put the LEDs behind them. And again, the LEDs are red as well, so I think it's all good stuff. Now this is like the vent, what they call the vent, and I just bored out a few holes to let the speaker sound out. As you can see, the speaker, I just pulled the holes. I actually cut out the speaker out of the gun. It was actually kind of on this, and I cut the whole lot out and just hot glued it in there, and just made, sorry, it's upside down. I just made the little holes to let the sound out. The sound was coming out anyway, but just to give it a little bit more free flowing air to get the sound out. This little, what they call a clippered valve, that came off this sap and blast blaster as well. There was no cutting involved other than the speaker. It was the only thing I cut out. This clippered valve was here. It actually just came off, as you see, and I glued it on, and just painted this part black. I'll probably paint the bottom black as well, but it's actually, any of you that are kind of into Ghostbusters, it actually says clippered on it as well. Guys, you can probably see the original blue popping through there. It's the paint that I used. I should have probably sanded it first before spraying it. It's a little bit weak. It's starting to kind of chip from the young lad has been running around with this on his back. I'll probably touch it up. There's a few little bits I want to add onto it as well, but I'm going to touch it up, give it a bit of a spray with a coat of lacquer, just to give it that hard kind of finish, I'll probably use a matte lacquer, just seal everything in so it doesn't start chipping on them. Yeah, I want to add a couple of other pieces. I want to get the ribbon cable here. I'll paint this silver. I'll make up a ribbon cable. There's a guy has a video on YouTube. He actually uses the wires out of Ethernet cable and double-sided tape, and it actually looks very similar to the original movie. So we'll just put it in, just make it a little bit more movie accurate for him. I'll probably paint this section here, and there's like a brass rod that comes down. We'll do something with that. Again, there's a few more little wires I want to add in. I might actually just repaint these kind of false wires that are there. The same on the wand. A couple of just like a green wire comes out here, goes into here, and on the top as well. I only noticed this after I did it, thinking it was like more like a gun with a sight on it, but it's not. I think that that top section should be actually turned through 90 degrees there, and should be pointing that way. But again, he hasn't picked up on it yet, so I won't say anything. But yeah, that's what I've been up to. A few little things I'm building for him. Another little project that I started for him was, now I'll probably just leave this as it is, was the trap. Couldn't get a toy trap. There is, again, I think it's Spirit make one. Again, it's very expensive. So there was actually plans online, and I've fashioned this out of MDF. He's really happy with it. So I just basically cut it out, and he's happy out with it. Yeah, all MDF, and just sprayed it up and added a bit of weathering on it, and it is what it is. It's a block of wood. I think it's a bit heavy for him though. If I was going to make it again, I'd probably use a thinner MDF, or maybe a plastic sheet. But that's another little project we have on the go. Yeah, the plans with this then is I'm going to add what they call a motherboard. It's just basically another sheet of MDF onto the back of this, and I'll build him a little frame to put. I'm going to upgrade the straps for him. I'll probably rob them off a proper, one of his brothers, older brothers or sisters' backpacks, get nice straps, and I'll mount it to the frame. I'm thinking of making the frame. The frame on the original Ghostbuster packs is like a US Army, they call it an Alice frame. It's kind of like a aluminium frame, and it's used for carrying heavy loads. Canvas backpack then can mount onto it or whatever, but in the case of the Ghostbusters, they mounted the proton packs onto them. But I'll probably build the frame for him out of maybe some piping. I'll figure something out. But that's the plans, and I'll give you a little update video on it. But that's it for now, guys. It's been a really fun project. I want to just give a shout out. This is actually the reason why I'm doing the project, is I've watched a couple of videos by a guy called Wholesome Joe. So a big shout out to him. His videos are amazing, guys. If you are thinking of doing this as a hobby, he builds units out of Arduino code, and I just didn't have the time to go down that road. I wanted kind of something quick and easy, but he has great videos, and the functions on his proton packs are amazing. All the sounds are there, and again, I think he's probably like myself. He's quite thrifty with the way he does stuff. you know, not that, like, I think a hobby like this, you don't need to spend a lot of money. You can spend, I've seen proton packs there that some guys are building and they've spent thousands on them. And again, they're amazing. But if you just want something for a child, get you up and running. And the same, you could make a big pack out of all this stuff. It's a good way to go, I think. That Zap and Blast Blaster, pull it apart, reimagining it, get your creative talents going. That was a simple build for me, guys. If anyone has any questions on it, or if you need any help, give me a shout and I'll be happy to help. I should have probably made a couple of videos when I was building it, but unfortunately I hadn't got the time. I was, as I said, I kind of done it over 2 evenings. So there's probably, as it stands there now, maybe 6 hours worth of work gone into it. Yeah, and as I said, the most expensive part was the lights for the cyclotron, and I'm going to integrate that. I'll give you an update with all of that stuff. So other than that, guys, that's it for now, and stay tuned. We'll get a few more projects on the go, and also I'll give you another few hi-fi videos and stuff, show you what I'm up to on that front. Okay, guys, speak to you later. Bye bye.